Hello everyone, and welcome to the International Long Drive Challenge from Cinnamon Hill Golf Course in Montego Bay, Jamaica. Today's event will put Team Canada 1 up against the International Quantum Team 1. And now to your hosts, Ron Yantho and your co-host, Rick Benoit. Hello everyone, and welcome to the International Long Drive Challenge, coming to you from Cinnamon Hill Golf Course in beautiful Montego Bay, Jamaica. I'm Ron Yantho, joined by my co-host, Rick Benoit. Now, this is Team Canada 1 going up against the International Quantum Team. Now, Rick, what can we expect in this exciting competition?
Well, Ron, it should be an exciting event here today, but we should explain the International Quantum Teams to the folks at home. How these teams came to be is each hitter enrolled in this event, they went into a draw, and the international teams were selected. Each of the teams is made up of 3 open hitters, a female and a senior. And in this event, we've got some long ball hitters. Maurice Allen coming to us from the USA. Jason Davies representing Team Canada, a national champion for Canada. Going to be an exciting event, Ron.
Certainly will be an exciting event, and looks like we're all set and ready to go. So let's head down and get things underway. Okay, let's take a look at the rules and regulations. Each hitter has 3 minutes to hit 6 balls. Now, there'll be 2 hitters in a tee box, a total of 6 minutes maximum. Balls must come to its final resting point inside the grid. Measurements are taken from the furthest point of the ball. Grid is 420 yards long by 45 yards wide. Each hitter will hit the provided, marked, and approved Pinnacle Gold golf ball. Clubs must not exceed 50 inches in length and will be measured in the upright position. Grid is clear, the players are getting ready, and Rick, we're ready for another exciting afternoon of long drives.
And one of the things I think it's important to mention is the weather, the wind conditions, whether the grid is dry or wet. It all plays a factor in long drive, and we'll see that here today.
And up on the grid, we've got Jason Davies, and he'll be up against Madonna Schwede. What do you know about these guys?
Madonna Schwede's new to the sport, talking to the captain of South Africa, Gerhard Coetzee. So you're going to see some nerves in Madonna, but Jason Davies, Canadian champion for 2011, and we've seen him before in this competition, this international competition, and he can really stroke a ball. So let's see what these two guys can do in the tee box today.
And Jason Davies, he's getting ready for his second hit, his first one going OB this afternoon.
Oh, big cut, big cut. You can hear him encouraging that ball down the grid, yelling at to go. Ball's rolling back in towards the center of the grid, and it finishes up at 381 yards.
Jason Davies getting ready for his third hit here this afternoon.
Good follow through, good swing, good solid base in Jason there, and you can see in his face he's really trying to go after the ball here to beat that 381. Big hop on the down and a little bit of roll. Rolls out to about 349, but not quite enough to beat that 381.
And Madonna Schwede's up right now. This is his third drive, second drive out of bounds for Madonna. He's got to beat that 381 yards from Jason Davies so far.
And you can see that good backswing into a great follow swing, but he really doesn't have that club head speed that you need in the sport. Club head speed equals ball speed equals distance, and this is long drive, not golf, and Madonna really needs to get into his long drive groove. Okay, Madonna Schwede getting up ready for his third drive. Second one going out of bounds. Out of bounds from Madonna. Third drive, got to beat that 381 from Jason Davies. And you can see a great swing. He comes all the way back in his backswing and falls through again. But, you know, he really needs to step on it here. Let's see what happens with this ball. And it comes up and just shy of the 345 at 343 yards for Madonna Schwede.
And Jason stepping up to the mound right now for his fourth drive here this afternoon. Big swing.
Not a bad swing there. He comes around. He's looking down the grid at this one, but you saw that ball check up real quick in that grass. That means there's a lot of spin on that ball coming down. 358, a lot shorter than that 381. Didn't get the bounce and roll he was hoping for there.
No, he didn't. This time around, it's drive number 6, and number 5 was out of bounds, hoping to beat that 381 yards.
It's a good drive. He's looking at that one going down the grid, and he's trying to egg it along. Let's see what happens here. Good bounce and roll as it finishes up and rolls past the 380 and ends up at 381 yards.
381 yards for Jason Davies. And Mendota Sweeney, he's up with ball number 5, his 5th, his 4th going out of bounds for Mendota. Mendota's 5th drive. He's got to beat that 381 from Jason Davies.
And you see a good shoulder turn there and a great follow through on Mendota here, but he's just not swinging fast enough. And club head speed equals ball speed, which equals distance here, and that's what the sport of lawn drive is all about. Ball number 5, OB, a 343 posted. He knows he's got to beat 381, so he's really got to bring it to the tee box here.
A little concentration going in this time around for Mendota with his 6th drive. As Rick mentioned, he's got to beat that 381 yards posted by Jason Davies.
And you can see again, great follow through on that swing. He's telling the ball to go. He wants it to go. And you can see here by this drive, it's looking like it's going out of bounds on that left-hand side. And instant replay showing Jason Davies, big ball, big hit at 381. Good shoulder turn, wide, stable base. And he powers through the ball all the way through and comes around with a good follow through on that swing.
International long drive from Montego Bay, Jamaica. We're at the Cinnamon Hill Golf Course, and we are in round number 2. Team Canada 1 taking on International Quantum Team 1. Ryan Hawkins up. Ryan Hawkins, Team Canada number 1. Now, Ryan is the only one on the tee block, I see. Rick, can you explain what's going on here?
Well, as I stated in the opening, this is an international team, and through the selection process, it's a draw. So Ryan Hawkins' name was picked to be part of this International Quantum Team number 1, and coincidentally enough, he also represents Team Canada on Team Canada number 1. So therefore, according to international rules, he'll hit once, and the score will count for both teams.
Okay, so Ryan's getting ready for his first hit.
And you see he sets up well behind that golf ball. He leans way back onto that back leg and tries to come all the way around. Tough swing for Ryan, but it seems to work well for him.
Ball number 2, drive number 2 coming up for Ryan Hawkins. They call him the Hawk, and here he goes.
And again, you can see that wide stance that Hawk has. He tries to come across the ball and pull the ball a little bit, and as a result, it's off to the right-hand side. He's pulled that one into the rough.
Back into the rough for Ryan Hawkins, and Ryan is getting ready for his 4th hit. 3rd ball going out of bounds for Ryan.
And with this international team sport and Ryan hitting for both teams, if he should go 0 for 6, then it's a 0 count for both teams, so it's kind of equal across the board. And that's why he doesn't hit twice. He doesn't hit once for Team Canada and once for the international team. His score counts for both sides.
And here he goes.
And again, another big swing from the Hawk there, trying to really get that ball out there and put some distance on it. And it rolls out just past the 360 marker and finishes up at 364 yards.
364 yards for Ryan Hawkins, and here he is teeing up his 6th and final as the 5th one went out of bounds.
Trying to improve on that 364. He's putting everything he can behind this ball. Wants to put on a show for the fans, so let's see what he can do. And OB on that last ball, and his best ball, 364, which counts for both teams in this case. And according to the instant replay, here we go. Let's analyze his swing. Big wide stance. You can see he's got that pull going as well. Comes all the way around and follows right through the golf ball.
And after round 2, it is Team Canada leading the International Team 1 by 38 yards. More to come from Cinnamon Hill Golf Course in Montego Bay, Jamaica, as Team Canada 1 takes on the International Quantum Team 1.
This portion of the program brought to you by Lanky Rat Creations, original inspired art.
And welcome back to Cinnamon Hill Golf Course in Montego Bay, Jamaica. It is the International Long Drive Challenge, and today it is Team Canada 1 up against the International Quantum Team 1. Jordan Watson and Maurice Allen. Jordan for the Team Canada 1 and Maurice Allen for the International Quantum Team 1. What do you know about these guys?
Well, Jordan Watson, newcomer to the sport in the last year. Maurice Allen's been involved in the long drive scene for about a year, just maybe a year and a half now. But both of these individuals can swing a club. I'm telling you, want to talk club head speed. Just look at Maurice Allen and Jordan Watson. These guys have got club head speed.
And Jordan getting ready for his first drive here this afternoon. Incidentally, we got a light wind this afternoon. That is good for the golfers because it's on the humid side today. It's probably, 28, 29 degrees. We're on the humid side, so we got some light breeze. That's cooling them down a little bit.
And what happens with that humidity, Ron, is when the ball gets up into the air, into that dense, humid air, it knocks that ball down in a hurry. So that's a disadvantage for the hitters.
And Jordan Watson on the tee block right now, teeing up for his first drive this afternoon.
And you can see he steps behind the ball. He's trying to get his composure back here and really think about the task at hand. And this is where that visualization comes in that I spoke about earlier, and being mentally prepared for this sport. You really have to calm yourself down and think about what you're going to do. Great swing from Jordan. As you see, he followed all the way around on his backswing, trying to get those hips right behind and out in front of the ball. And let's see what happens. Oh, OB on his first ball, but you know what? He's right back at it and right back into the tee box. He's getting set for his next drive.
And his next drive being ball number 3, ball number 2 going out of bounds on that one as well.
And you can see that great follow through from Jordan there, and he's looking down the grid at this one, up in the air. Let's see where this ends up. Coming down now, good bounce, a little bit of rolling past the 350 mark, ending up at 353 yards. Not bad for his first ball on the grid at 353. He's got a number to post, and he can go chase that.
And Maurice Allen teeing up his first ball. Maurice playing for the International Quantum Team 1.
Representative from the U.S. In this international competition here. Let's see what Maurice can do. Again, look at the club head speed. Great swing all the way through the ball. You can see he's a little off balance there going through the golf ball, but he left nothing in the bag on this swing. Ball's up in the air. Let's see where it ends up here. Going down the grid. Down the grid. Where's that ball? Down the grid. He's looking at it. He knows it's good. Past the 400 mark, 407 yards for Maurice Allen. What a way to start.
And Maurice ready for his second hit. He's got to beat that 407 yards.
And he's going for it. He's not leaving nothing a chance here. You can see in that swing, he knows he's got 4 bills in his bag, and he's trying to go after it. Ball's down the grid, comes up, a little bit of roll down that right side into some taller grass, and checks up short, just shy of the 380 mark at 377 yards.
And Maurice is back with his third drive. Some very good drives so far, but he's still trying to beat that 407 yards.
Great swing. He's egging this one along. He wants that one to go. He knows it's a good ball. It's deep. Flying through the air, deep down the grid. Lands in around the 370, 380 mark, past the 390, and finishes up around 391 yards for Maurice Allen. What a way to start, Ron. 3 for 3, 1 ball over 400 yards. Now that's long drive.
And Jordan Watson, he is in right now with his 5th hit, his 4th going out of bounds.
And again, you can see the power and the muscle behind him here. He's really trying to use all he's got to catch that 407. Ball's down the grid and out of bounds on the left-hand side. You can see sometimes when we overswing, we end up coming across our body a little bit too much, and we end up pulling the ball just like Jordan did there.
And Jordan's back with his 6th and final drive right now, trying to beat that 407 yards from Maurice Allen.
Again, giving it all he's got, leaving nothing to chance here, and hoping that he can hit the grid with his last final 6th ball. And again, he pulls that off to the left-hand side and out of bounds. So the best for Jordan will be 353.
And Maurice Allen in with his 6th and final, his 5th going out of bounds.
What a great set Maurice is having here. You know, his first 3 inbounds, his first ball over 400 yards at 407. Let's see if he can finish strong with ball number 6.
Getting ready, trying to beat that 407 yards.
And again, even nothing in the bag there. He slipped a little bit and his right hand came off the club, and you can see that he's pushed it out to the right hand side, and that ball is going to be out of bounds on the right hand side. Great set for Maurice, 407 being his best. Let's take a look at the replay. And you can see in the replay here, he sets up well behind the golf ball. Great shoulder turn, incredible follow through, and his hips come all the way around.
And after 3 rounds this afternoon, the International Team 1 is leading Team Canada by 16 yards. Coming up next, the ladies will be up along with the seniors. The International Long Drive Challenge from Montego Bay, Jamaica continues.
This portion of the program brought to you by Starks Golf Course. Great family golfing.
Welcome back to the International Long Drive from Cinnamon Hill Golf Course in Montego Bay, Jamaica. We're back with the ladies this time, Rick, Mandy Long and Liesl Diffenthal. This is round number 4. Should be an exciting match here. Tell us about these ladies.
You've got 2 veterans of the sport here in the women's event. Liesl Diffenthal, who's the international women's champion from last year, going up against Team Canada member Mandy Long, who's no stranger to long drive herself. So this should be a really good matchup between these two to see who will reign supreme.
And Rick, while the ladies get ready for their first drive here this afternoon, I want to thank the people at the Hilton Rose Hall for some great hospitality this week. The Rose Hall, incidentally, was built in 1770, and it was the home of the Palmer family from England, who started this enormous sugar plantation, and still lots of the remnants of that plantation still throughout the resort here.
And the golf course, too. And you know what? Can't say enough about the staff there at the Hilton and Cinnamon Hill Golf Course in Robert Ames.
Great place to golf, great place to bring the whole family as well, and some great weather as well. Mandy Long up right now with her first drive. Mandy for Team Canada 1.
Big backswing. You should see the coil. She goes all the way around, almost pointing that club straight down at the ground, and comes around. Came off the toe of the club there, and you can see that she's out of bounds on her first drive.
Mandy a little disappointed on that first drive, but hoping for bigger and better things. This is her second drive. Mandy Long for Team Canada 1.
Trying to get comfortable in the tee box, trying to relax a little bit there before she goes into her swing. And there it is, that big coil again and all the way through. Looks like she's lifting her head a little bit when she's falling through on that, and that's causing it to come off the bottom of the club. So she's OB on her first 2 drives there, and here we go with Liesl on her first.
Liesl Diffenthal for the International Quantum Team 1 with her first drive this afternoon.
A short stroke on that fall through, but she's looking down the grid, so that ball's up in the air. Let's see what happens here. And it comes down past the 260 mark and lands in at 273. 273 for her first drive. She's got a number on the board, and now she can really go after it, Ron. She can chase that number and really swing out of her shoes here.
And she's going to try it with drive number 3, drive number 2 going out of bounds.
And that was a better follow through, and it came right around, pointing her hips at the target, shoulders at the target, and the ball's coming down. And it looks like it's going to be out of bounds for her drive number 3. But something to remember here, no matter how much experience you have in that tee box, and these ladies have a lot of it, Ron, the nerves that they go through in these international competitions with the cameras rolling and their peers watching is intense and extreme. And that's why that mindset is so important, to get into your mindset and get into your focus zone so you can concentrate at the task at hand and hit that golf ball long.
And Mandy Long right now with her 4th hit this afternoon.
And you can see Mandy's head's just not in it. She's just not focused on what's at hand here, and her nerves are really going. You can see some of her teammates there on the sidelines outside the banners trying to encourage her and coach her on a little bit, but you know, there's a little smile out of her, but she's really nervous and she needs to settle down in that tee box.
And Mandy's 6th and final coming up, her 5th going out of bounds. Mandy trying to relax.
Big backswing, and you can see in her reaction she's not happy at all. Not happy at all, and that ball's going to go out of bounds as well. 0 for 6 for Mandy, and that really hurts Team Canada at this point in time.
Liesl Diffenthal up right now with her 4th drive, trying to beat the 273.
Yeah, trying to beat that 273, and ball's up in the air. She's looking right down the grid, and usually when she does that, that means it's in. There it is, big hop down the line, just inside that left line. And looking good at 287 yards for Liesl. What a great drive. And you can see the difference here, Ron, between Mandy and Liesl, and that Liesl had a ball on the grid already. And here she is, and she looks really relaxed, really calm, and really focused.
And Liesl, and this is her 6th and her final drive, her 5th going out of bounds.
And out of bounds for number 6, and 287 being her best. But again, Mandy going 0 for 6 really hurt Team Canada in this competition. And here we go, the instant replay of Liesl's swing. She sets up behind the ball. Great backswing, gets a good shoulder turn, and follows through the golf ball, staying focused and planted on her feet. Great job.
From Johnny Cash's house at Cinnamon Hill Golf Course to the waterfalls at Ocho Rios, Jamaica, once you go, you know. After round 4, the international team won, have a commanding lead over Canada by 303 yards. Stick around, the men's seniors coming up next. International long drive from Montego Bay.
This portion of the program brought to you by Joe Sutherland Rentals for all your television production needs.
It's the International Long Drive Challenge from Montego Bay, Jamaica. Welcome back. It's Team Canada 1 taking on International Quantum Team 1, and it's the seniors. Should be an interesting match this afternoon, Rick. We've got Daryl Braniff and Bram Churchill, guys who have been, I think they've probably been born with the golf club strapped to their back.
Well, the interesting thing about this is you've got 2 Canadians competing against each other at the same time in the tee box. And it's not very often that that happens, but in this international process and selection of teams, it turns out that we have 2 Canadians that are going to go head-to-head against each other in this competition. And they're 2 experienced long drivers, and you can see the camaraderie between the 2 being teammates from Team Canada. And let's see what they can bring to the tee box here.
And Daryl Braniff going up first. Daryl Braniff and Bram Churchill. Daryl Braniff teeing up the ball right now, his first drive this afternoon.
And again, even for these experienced seniors that have been in this sport for a number of years, 10 plus years for both of these gentlemen, you can see that they still need to calm their nerves. Daryl's talking to himself in the tee box here, trying to calm himself down and focus at the task at hand here.
Daryl with his first drive.
Not a bad swing for Daryl, and he comes all the way around in his follow through, looking down the grid. Ball's in the air. Let's see where that ball's going to end up. Down the grid it goes. And the ball comes down and lands in at around 342 yards as it just rolls past that 340 marker on the right-hand side.
342, his first drive's got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, and again, you know, it's so important and imperative in this team competition to post a score for your team, and he's done that in his first ball. You can see the smile on his face. He can let loose now a little bit and relax.
And Daryl with his second drive.
He tried to pepper it a little bit more, put a little bit more on his swing now that he's posted that 342, and he pulled it. So let's see if Bram can give him a run for his money here.
Bram Churchill, he's up with his first drive here this afternoon.
And you can see the intensity in his face and the focus as he looks down the grid from behind his ball. He's trying to visualize that ball going down the center of the grid as he sets up behind his ball right here. And he plays that dead pull as we described earlier with his stance there. He's trying to pull the club across his body and gain some distance on that ball.
So Bram taking his swing on his first drive.
and he's not happy with that, and you can see the reaction in Bram's face. And again, because of the experience level of these long drivers, they know when the ball leaves the club face, whether it's going to be even close to the grid or whether it's going to be out of bounds. And in this case, his first ball is out of bounds.
And Bram teeing up for his third drive here, second going out of bounds.
And you can see Bram's got his routine down pat, and he's cheering this one on. It's got to be a decent ball down somewhere in that grid. Ball's up in the air, and it comes down, and you can see it bounces just over that hill and crescent and gets a little bit of roll and rolls out to 326 yards.
326 yards for Bram Churchill. And Daryl Braniff with his fourth drive this afternoon. Daryl Braniff trying to beat his 342.
And again, a little bit of the pressure is off Daryl here. He's still leading 342 to a 326 from Bram. And he knows that a little bit of the pressure is off, but he wants to post the best score that he can. So let's see what he can do. Not a bad swing there. He comes around. He's looking down the grid at this one. Let's see what happens with this ball. Big bounce just over the knoll and crescent, and gets a little bit of roll out of that one and comes just stopping in at 334 yards, just shy of that 340 marker.
And Daryl up right now with his fifth drive, trying to beat that 342 yards.
Another good fall through swing for Daryl there, and another ball down the grid. Great set for Daryl, you know. He's getting the ball on the grid, just not quite the distance that he wants, I don't think. Just shy of that 340 marker, coming in at 339. Best ball of the day at 342, but for Daryl, not bad. 3 out of 6 drives in the grid.
And Bram Churchill steps up with his fourth hit this afternoon.
He knows he's really got to step on this one to beat Daryl's 342. And you can see Bram looking down the grid, and the ball's up in the air, and you can see it just coming down on the right side of the grid, just shy of the 320 marker, coming in at 317 yards.
And Bram Churchill right now with his sixth drive. Fifth was out of bounds.
Yeah, you can see he really tried to get behind that one. Again, he's looking down the grid. He's shaking his head. He's not happy. Ball's up in the air, and it's headed down the grid and bounces out of bounds at the 320, 330 marker, but out of bounds. His best is 326 yards. And you can see the camaraderie between these two guys, both from Team Canada. And here's the instant replay. Let's take a look at Daryl's swing here, and he takes a good shoulder turn. Club comes to parallel, and he swings all the way through the golf ball. Nice job, Daryl.
And recapping our final round this afternoon, International Team 1, Maurice helped him out a lot with 407 yards, his best hit this afternoon. And Team Canada, Jason Davies, he certainly helped Team Canada out with his 381 yards. Putting that all together, here's what actually took place. And as a result, International Team 1 wins over Team Canada by 287 yards. And the big hit of the game comes from Maurice Allen from the International Team 1.
Yeah, representing International Team 1, you can see a big shoulder turn here. Great club head speed, which equals ball speed, which equals distance, and he got it here. 407 yards. What an outstanding drive by Maurice Allen to give his team the win in the International Team event.
Another exciting finish to this afternoon's tournament. Team Canada won up against the International Quantum team. Very exciting, Rick.
What a great matchup between these two teams. International Quantum Team 1 winning out against Team Canada. Maurice Allen representing International Quantum Team 1 with a big blast of 407 really led the team to victory here. Jason Davies for Team Canada did a great job in leading his team with a 381, but it just wasn't quite enough. And, you know, it's so important in these team events for each member of the team to post a score, Ron. And, you know, in this event, unfortunately, Mandy came up short and went 0 for 6, and it really cost Team Canada the chance of winning any sort of event here today.
Now, Rick, for those people who are sitting at home wondering just how they can actually get involved in the sport of long drive, what do they do?
For those of you at home that want to get involved in long drive, log on to www.internationallongdrivechallenge.com, and you too can go to a qualifying process nearby to you and become a long baller, or maybe represent an international long drive team at an international long drive challenge competition.
Well, that'll do it for us here today. On behalf of my co-host, Rick Benoit, I'm Ron Yantho. Remember to hit 'em long and hit 'em straight.